Eli, join us.
Hello? Oh, okay, it's on. Hi, my name is Adam Eli, and I'm here with Gays Against Guns. I'm very proud to be here. A gag member and one of my mentors, Bridget, said something really, really special to me. She asked me why I thought Gays Against Guns was so special, and I said, well, there are a lot of reasons. I don't really know exactly what to say to that. And she said, because gun violence is an issue that impacts everyone. It impacts fourth graders, it impacts old people, young people, Muslim people, Jewish people, and queer people. But Gays Against Guns is a group of queer people coming together not just to fight for queer people, but to fight for everyone. And that's something that's always moved me about this. So I'll just ask, what do we want?
Gun control!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Gun control!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Gun control!
When do we want it?
Now!
Okay, and now I'm going to bring up one of the most fabulous activists that I know, as someone who has also been with Gays Against Guns since the very, very first day. Come on up, Kathy Burrito Thomas.
I want to remind you of another epidemic that our government chose to ignore. I want to remind you of all the people that died of AIDS in the 1980s when President Reagan would not even look at us. I want to remind you that the very same thing is happening with the epidemic that is gun violence in America. We need to come up upon our legislators and remind them who the fuck they work for. They work for us. They need to pass sensible gun control now, before the numbers do reach the AIDS epidemic. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm going to close out things today. This shooting hit me harder. The shooting hit me hard. Whoops, there, you got me? The shooting hit me harder than any shooting since the Pulse Massacre that formed Gays Against Guns. The reason for that is that I'm a Virginian, I'm a person from Tidewater. Virginia Beach was one of my hometowns. That area of Virginia, doesn't matter whether you're from Hampton, from Norfolk, from Newport News, from Virginia Beach, from Norfolk, they're all your hometowns. We all travel between those cities regularly, day in and day out. So this is like my family being mowed down. Virginia, as much as I love that state, has some of the worst gun laws of any state in this country. You don't need a license. You don't need to be registered. Anybody can hand off a gun to anyone else. Their laws are insane. And the insanity of those laws in Virginia that led to the deaths of these 12 people in Virginia Beach, these 12 municipal workers from all walks of life in Virginia Beach, those insane gun laws that allowed this disgruntled worker to march into his former place of work and gun down 12 people. Those gun laws in Virginia are what puts guns on the streets of states and cities like New York that have sensible gun laws. The only way that we are going to surmount this obstacle is by having federal gun control legislation that applies equally to every state, that does not allow carrying weapons across state lines, that requires comprehensive federal background checks, that requires the engagement of the communities that are serving people who are living with psychosis and living with other very particular mental illnesses that make them a danger to themselves or others. I don't say that to criticize all people with mental illness. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying there are people with certain mental illnesses that cannot be around a gun. There are people who are domestic abusers who cannot be allowed to have a gun. That applies to spouses, that applies to unmarried partners, that applies across the board. Gays Against Guns was founded to stand in the face of a powerful, powerful infrastructure. The Republican Party, the NRA, wealthy interests who control the gun manufacturing in this country, they are all bent on keeping this flood of guns coming into our communities day in and day out, and then exporting even more to the countries to the south. We all, as a nation, have to stand together. We have to put a stop to it. We have to use everything within our power. We have to use our voices. We have to use our feet. We have to use our arms to pull the levers in the voting booths so that we can save some lives, so that we can end this tragedy, so we can stop the destruction of our communities. What do we want?
Gun control!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Gun control!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Gun control!
When do we want it?
Now!
I want to thank you guys for coming out here. I'm really grateful that folks from out